again to My Girls and I. Okay, it's been a wonderful time so far, and we really appreciate you that you have stuck with us this far.
Thank you.
You know, every episode you're there watching, liking, commenting. We love you and we really appreciate it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about something that is very sensitive. You know, we are all made in diverse shapes and sizes. We have the fat, the slim, the tall, the short,
the fair,
the dark, like so many variations. And the beautiful thing is, in all of these variations, we see beauty. We see the beauty of God's creation. And today we are going to be talking about body image, how it has evolved over time. We are mothers, and a lot of things have happened, changes have happened in our bodies. And even for people that are not mothers or parents, like even the young ones, everyone, we have different experiences with our bodies. So we're going to be talking about body image today. The first question I'm just throwing out there is, how has your relationship with your body changed over time? So your relationship with your body, how has it changed over time? Maybe I should start. Okay. Yes, you agree? So growing up, I used to be very, very thin. It's not even slim, like oh my goodness. I was very thin, and I kind of liked it because it felt like I could, somewhere in my head I felt invisible, or I could squeeze through something.
So you're pocket.
And yeah, I just felt I could escape things. That I don't know how that translated to my character or behavior, but I was quite mischievous, and it felt like, oh, I could escape it because of my size.
You was?
I was. I'm a rejuvenated soul.
I'm thinking of your offspring.
So I think that the way I looked shaped that behavior, because there were some things that would happen and people couldn't relate that this small girl could do this, and I could get away with things, you know. I'll say that was one experience for me.
And how has that changed now?
How has it changed now? So with having babies, I've increased in size. I now feel more visible.
You feel like Mata, you occupy space.
I feel more visible now, so it's like, well, you have to be careful. They will catch you. That you're the one that did it. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I feel now. Yeah. So Kelechi, tell us, how has your relationship with your body been over time?
For me, when I was younger, I've always been on the big side. I thought I was on the big side. But now when I look at like my throwback pictures, I'm like, come on, you were never on the big side. You were just, well, maybe as at that time, the lifestyle and everything, that was, right now they call it thick. You're thick. They don't call you fat now. They call it thick. So, so for me, people have always said, you have the tendency to grow fat. You better watch it. They always tell me that as young as I was, like as young as an early teenager.
Is any of your parents big?
My mom used to be.
Really?
Yeah. My mom used to be. Well, my mom was not before she became a mom. she was like Becky actually. She was very thin, like when she was single and with no worries of life.
Are you saying you are the worries of life?
Yes. So when she had her children, she began to increase in size. It's just right now, our health made her return back to what she used to be.
Wow.
Yes. So will I say, I don't know, maybe yes. I would say, yeah, there is like an atom of bigness in both my father's side and my mother's side. And we also had people who were like really slim, so it depends. So, but for me, I had people telling me that. But already when I was like, as a young teenager, I never let that like shape the way I think of myself or how I would carry myself. I never let that put me down. The only thing, well, this is, let it not look like I'm diverting, but the only thing that people used to say then was, I am too quiet, and they felt like I was naive because I was quiet. That was what bothered me, my quietness. So sometimes I feel like I need to be the loudest person in the room. Yeah, but that one was my insecurity that time. So my body image was never like an insecurity for me. I just felt like the way you would internalize like how you are is the way you will carry yourself out there. So for me, I think that's just how I.
Yeah.
For me, body image, right?
Yeah.
Growing up, I was not so big, but I was not thin, but I was not big. I was a size 6. Then I started working. Then I moved to size 8.
Still okay.
Yeah, still okay. Not totally size 8 like that, or in between 6 and 8. And then I was pregnant. But then before I got married, I always feel that I had tummy. Not big, but just not totally flat. Like you see flat tummy, but not big that is no, it's just not flat. And a lot of things could cause that. Food, the type of food you eat, gym or anything, but it was not that, oh, when you say, this is done. No, it was not like that. But I just felt from the point of that body image, I see yourself that, oh, this person has like nothing, just flat, the tummy just flat, and you just have a little bit of. So that was, but it was not a concern for me because it was not obvious. So, but body, I don't think I ever had issue with body. Though in secondary school, you might feel some people were more beautiful than you. They have better body shapes. They were tall and all of that. But I think from when I gave my life to Christ, all those things did not really matter anymore. Because I now saw myself in a new identity of who I am. But before then, little insecurity, but not so much. I didn't really allow it to get to me. But once in a while, you just think of those things, of people who are so tall, the way they catwalk. I have one friend like that. The way they catwalk, and she was very beautiful and all of that. And you are just there, you know, and so you see some people that they're just center of attention and all of that, and you are just there in your corner, you know. You have few attention, but not as the popular ones, right?
Yeah.
So, but all that was just in, and I guess is all those changes that happen in your teenage year. They are all good things or good experiences that you will have because you are growing and you're experiencing puberty. But after that, and then I had first baby, second baby, I was still not so fat like that. I think.
It's okay, yes.
Yeah. And then even after third baby, I'm sure you saw me. I still did not have so much weight, but there's a way this Canada can handle you, eh? Because we are not doing a lot of movement. Everywhere you have to go to, you drive, you use the car, you are not moving, and some food are not even helping the matter. Then you notice that you start adding weight. It was just in my head. I would, because I'm looking at myself. Hope I'm not answering other questions now. I'm looking at myself right now, and sometimes that's where I come to where I say I'm fat, because I'm judging myself with my stature right now, comparing to what I was before I got married. But you've forgotten that you had 3 children. It cannot be the same thing. So it was just, was it not some days ago a colleague was telling me that, oh, do you know you are not fat? I said, he said, yes, now you have everything in the right proportion. You are not fat. You are not fat. And I said, okay, but I'll still keep watching the weight. I'll keep doing what I'm doing, because if you are not conscious, you could just add more weight.
Okay. Auntie Shasha.
So weight-wise, we're talking body image altogether.
Yeah,
but
weight-wise, relationship.
Yeah.
With your body.
The only time I was as that skinny was because I was having health issues. So it was a concern for me. And they were like, are you SS? Because I was purging all the time and all that. So it wasn't something I was necessarily excited about. I looked forward to not necessarily being too full, but just filling up my skin. I looked forward to that. I'm remembering other insecurities. I remember I went to a girls-only boarding house, and I don't know if it was a general messaging or I had just picked it up along the line that by the time you reach puberty and your breasts start to form, there is an ideal weight form. Like one of the things we're now realizing was that people's boobs are forming in different ways. But I remember one particular person that I had heard that the way her own has formed is the perfect way it ought to form. so if your own form's different from that, and they would give it fruit names. Yeah. So if your own form's different from hers, it's not as nice as So there was that. I remember that another insecurity I had, which now LOL was was the gap in my teeth. So for a while, I think I grew up proud of it, but at the point in time, I became so self-conscious. And I know that many of these body image things start at puberty. That's when we become very conscious of ourselves. Except for people who have in their environment, people that talk down on them, from childhood. You are too fat, at age 8, at age 10. Apart from those people, the one that we manufacture ourselves is at puberty. So I became self-conscious of the gap in my teeth. So I have a very long time period where all the pictures I took, I used to smile like that. Because I didn't want my teeth to show.
Not knowing it's even a beauty in itself.
Do you get? And I believed it was for a while, but somehow I disbelieved it, and all of a sudden I became very self-conscious of it. Another weird one I had was with the my pigmentation on my skin. Some parts of my face are darker than the others, and all of a sudden, and people didn't even used to notice quickly, but because I saw other people and I used to notice it, I believe that that's what everybody's seeing in my like that's what people are seeing when they see me.
Now
so
you are saying it,
right? Like otherwise you probably will not catch it.
Yeah.
So I know that it became a why. I think the last one I'll say was, and it was also puberty, was maturing physically faster than my like some of my friends. So the impact of that was, I think I was getting attention earlier than them, and I struggled with that attention. I struggled seriously with that attention. And I'm like, why is it me that boys are asking now? because I felt like they would say, someone in year 1 had said, oh, you mean your parents were so age when they had you? No wonder I told you if you go. For the no wonder you look so old. You know, at age, I think 16, someone thought I was 25.
What?
So yeah, he was asking me out, and I could say that this uncle is an uncle. So I'm like, how do you think I am? And you now guess when he said 25, I said, eh? He said, sorry, 28.
Oh my God.
So while my size was not a headache, I had other things that I focused on and I zeroed in on and made a principality and you know, let affect my sense of identity.
Thank you. Simi, over to you.
They left the big for the last. So before, if I compare myself before and now, I can say that I've doubled or tripled in size. But even as at then, I would say I've always been on the big side. So right from when I was born, so much so that the nurses wrote, after they wrote my name on the birth certificate or whatever, they put in bracket Omonla.
Wow.
Because yes, I'm the last of my mom.
Wow.
My mom had 3. My stage, she had tears. So you can imagine I was a 4.8 or 4.5 kilogram child. So I've always been big. But what that did for me was like I matured faster, but I matured in the right places. So if the Christian mother hands were not there, my tummy was flat. So I also started getting attention. In fact, it still stuck in my head that people, when I was in JS1, was it JS1 or JS2, I had people like on my street who just drive in car and park and say, fine girl, how are you?
Yeah.
So what that did for me, I was like, I'm just in JS2. The man looked at me like, what's wrong with you? So it made it look like I was probably in a higher class than I was. But what it did for me was improve my confidence. So because I was getting all the attention, I used to feel like, so it became a stronghold that if I go out and I don't get asked out, I will now come back and check the mirror and say, what did I not dress well? Because I was so used to 2 or 3 people, you know, so you feel, so that in fact, and I would say that now, of course I'm on the big side, that also now still helps me. Because I've never really been secure like that. Sometimes you feel like, oh, you're the biggest one in the room. Sometimes but because of the weight in the right proportion, when I wear things, they're nice. So, but now, in fact, sometimes I don't know that I'm this big, except when I check, maybe somebody does a video or a picture and I, my tummy is up. So yes, that's what I would say. And then body image, in terms of, as big as I was, I didn't have stretch marks. So but now that I have given birth, there's stretch marks, there's all of those things, and in my head I'm like, so if I'm naked and I'm looking at the mirror, I'm like, if I'm dressed, I feel like the most beautiful girl. I'm serious. I feel like the most beautiful until we now take pictures. I'm like, So you see me telling the people, they snap a picture. Don't let me look. Don't make me big. Like I said, we are not big. So yeah.
As you said, stretch mark, I just remember one of those comments that I always hear. You have stretch. I have stretch mark in my laps while growing up. Say you have stretch mark, you will be big, oh.
Yeah,
you
they used to say that.
You'll be big,
Yeah.
so it's stuck in my head that I'll be big. And I started to look around. Who is big in my family? There's nobody big in my family now. Why will I be big? Why will you be only me that will not be the only one that is big in my family? I looked at my mom is not, my dad is not big. I look at family members, they are not big. And I said, you'll be big like that, your auntie. But I looked at my auntie. She's not that she's big. She's just tall and she has bust. But she's not big. So I'm like, okay.
That's like the things people say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That now brings us to the next question of how do you think societal beauty standards have impacted your self-perception?
For me, like I said, because I allowed what the men or the boys that were coming around me, I allowed it enter my head. It gave me a definition of I am fine. Like, so, because when they want to ask you, fine girl, how are you? Fine girl, how are you? Fine girl, how are you? And my family also, I would say they helped in the sense that I can't really remember being taunted for being big. So I can't remember somebody telling me, you're eating too much. So I think that also helped confidence. Because I hear a lot of people now say, where people tell them, you'll be big. Look at you, you're eating too much. And then that affects their self-esteem and all of that. So I would say that it didn't face me. Even though when I was growing up, I wasn't the cleanest person. So that would be the downside to the but the image itself, no.
Yeah, Kelechi. How do you think societal beauty standards have impacted your self-perception?
Like she said that she got approached a lot of times when she was just one.
Just one from GS1 to GS.
Even though it's
So
not right.
I got married.
Like giving their side
I see. I
It's
said
not
this
right.
man, I'm just in JS2. He said, I will take care of her.
That's
So,
so-
I ran away.
child abuse.
Predatory behavior.
Yeah.
Anyway, I also got a lot of that too, but did I let it get into my... So the thing is, I never had someone talking down on the way I looked. Maybe that's why it did not really affect me, or why I did not feel insecure in that sense. But yeah, people saying stuff can like gets you thinking, and like, because I can... This is something I don't share too often. Like I said, I'm sorry I keep diverting because I don't have so much insecurity in the body image part, but like when it comes to like me being quiet a lot, like when I was young, people like really talked more on that aspect. And even as far back as in primary school, I had a teacher, just because he asked a question and maybe I did not catch the question, I said, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer. He was like, are you dumb?
Oh.
A teacher, primary school teacher, he was like, are you dumb? Do you know that for me to still remember that till now,
Exactly.
I cannot remember the faces of all my primary school except that man, Mr. Ben.
Mr. Ben, why?
Like, I still remember that. That is how powerful societal talks about people's images can affect one too. So when people talk down on or speak highly of you, the way you look, when you compliment someone, they feel good about themselves. And when you talk down about how they look, oh, you're getting fat, oh, this, people just feel like they want to make unnecessary comments about. I mean, like, you don't need to talk about people's body if you're not saying anything positive.
Can I jump on that?
Yeah.
Because that is now the problem now for me. So, and this is even like close relatives. I didn't do it when I was young. So now you see me and there's joke like, it's not slim to fat. It's not fat to slim. It's slim to fat. And you don't know that it's even that period I'm trying to watch what I'm eating. I've probably not taken as much as I can. And in my head, I'm screaming, can you shut up? Can you please shut up? So it's funny that those things didn't affect me when I was young. But it's beginning to get to me now, because it's you see people that are fat. It's not just lack of discipline. They've tried this, they've tried that, they've done all of that. It's a lot of things that contributes to being on the big side: genetics, stress, hormones, and all of those things. And they might even be working on it, and you don't know, because you are not seeing the results yet. You are talking down and making jest. It kind of just stays in their head that, well, they will always see me as big and fat and they think it's good, so let me just keep drowning myself in it. So I just wanted to jump on that. And that yours was you are quiet, mine was you talk a lot. You're always here, you're always there. So I mean, society.
Yeah, just to pause for those watching out there, that people, the way they look, they might be struggling with it. It could be that they are slim, because my own was that I was slim and people thought that I was SS. And for some people, it could be that they are on the big side. You don't know their health challenges. You don't know the struggles they are going through. You don't know what is happening with them in their body. So if you don't have a good compliment to give, probably keep quiet. Because these things affect people emotionally, and you don't know how far it can take them. Some people have decided to just give up on life because of comments from people, careless comments. Yeah. So we should be very careful what we say to people. If you are not going to compliment or appreciate how they look, probably just keep quiet. That would be good.
Because when you tell someone they are fat, don't they have a mirror?
Know, they can see, like,
yeah,
they can see.
And it's not just for the fat people, even for the ones that are slim.
There are even slim people that feel insecure as well.
Yeah, because some might even be struggling at trying to gain weight, and they are doing everything, and it's not just happening. And it could be that the person has the right size. It could just be the tummy or the arm or something. Let's be careful what we say to people, because our words are very, very powerful.
Yeah. More like, let's be kind.
Be kind, yes.
Because you don't know whose day you will make. So going back to my own experience of people calling me fine girl, it stuck with me. So even now, I still feel like I'm fine.
You are. You're beautiful.
Thank you, mic drop.
So, Shadi, how do you think social media contributes to body's dissatisfaction?
When we were growing up, it was like magazines and movies, and now that there's social media, the idea that we pay more attention with likes, with comments, with followership to people who have a certain image, certain pattern. Their stomachs are flat, their boobs are big, their butts are big, their faces a certain way. I don't know if you guys had this thing when we were growing up that
like
oval, cat eyes,
yes,
pointy nose, pink lips. That was the definition of fine.
Fine.
Yeah. So now that when you're seeing the person with that particular image getting more attention, the message is sending to the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. That's the standard.
That's the standard.
Yeah.
Who's gonna stop us, my girls and I?
So that it's not a now thing. It's what has been for, like I was saying that when we were younger, it was what we see in the movies, the kind of people they cast for
The slim ones.
you know, the kind of people they cast for the lead roles.
Yeah,
They
even the complexion is.
They still do that till today.
Yeah.
They still do.
Yeah, you know, that they have a certain image to them. You know, we see in books, we see in magazines, the models, you know, and those were the people that got the attention.
Advertisement.
Then Miss World, Miss Nigeria.
Yeah,
Miss...
advertisements. I'm thinking of advertisement now. If you're advertising soap, She has to be slim
Or light skinned.
and light skin to sell the soap.
Even to sell Apic.
My sister, do you understand? Like,
What does body image have to do with Apic? Toilet.
And that's the only time you will now see a contrary size is maybe the person is selling food or the person is overwhelmed. You know, that's what you see. So that was already sending us a message, and it's even worse now that the thing about social media, of course, is that a lot of people have that voice. That time we can blame we can blame advertising agencies and say it is them that are pushing this narrative. But now that everybody has access to, shall I say, our ears and our eyes, that the moment they present themselves in a certain manner, a certain shape, they look attractive. And when we are seeing, especially for young and vulnerable, seeing that, oh, this is the image that is getting the attention, all of a sudden you want to have that image to be able to, you believe that that is what you need to do to get that attention. And you know, well, now all of a sudden, even though I know that this person did not grow up with this shape, I know she did surgery. How much is that surgery, by the way? You know, meanwhile, before, the idea of cutting yourself to adapt to a certain image would have been ridiculous. But now it's looking more attractive. It's looking more attractive because, after all, they're the ones getting the jobs, they're the ones getting the following, they're the ones getting the attention, and then they are putting words of wisdom once a week that they may have googled from somewhere. So it looks as if they have everything. It looks as if they have everything, and we don't want to adopt. And some people, it's just genetics, so that's yeah. I don't know if I answered the question, but
Yeah, you did. Temi.
To everyone, it's just like Shade said, and I think it's just, I don't know who to blame for this, but it's what they are projecting. There's a certain image they are projecting. You know, this is what you should be like. This is what you should. This is the is it
Standard.
The standard you should look like. So, and people unconsciously, you form that idea that this is how I should look like. If I'm not looking like this, then like you know, before I said that I did not see myself as not fat. I thought I was fat because what was my standard, please? Not even, I know that I cannot go back to my my previous before I got married, but what was my standard? Of course, subconsciously, I must have seen some certain image that I'm looking at. Oh, okay, when I get to this certain size 8, I look that way, then I'm not looking I don't want to use fat.
thick.
I'm not looking thick, right? So I feel that social media, and because it's everywhere now, it has a lot of role, even if people want to deny it. It has a lot of role it plays in body image because it's flashing in your face at every point in time you click on that social media. You will see them. Unconsciously, they become a standard. And you are now working towards it. Unconsciously, you don't know.
Yeah.
You yourself will be telling yourself that I'm not really looking. It's a lie. Look deep. What are you? Why are you feeling that? Oh, I've not gotten to that image. What's the standard?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I have a kind of like, it's not necessarily that you are looking at these people to become like them. It could be that the standard you are using is the you before and now. That's one. Two, social media, especially for the people that use it for like body positivity. Like for somebody, I'm fat, I'm on the big side. If I look at those people, is I could lose weight, because also we know the health challenges that come with your knees that's spinning, you wear some clothes, and by the time you see the picture, you don't like what you see. So again, it might not be all negative. It could be, oh, this person was this size, she did exercise, she ate right, she did the things, and she's looking like this. I could also be like that. So I just want to throw that out there. And I also want to say that parents, we ourselves, society, we need to help our children. Because I see recently a particular celebrity's daughter did her birthday, and I didn't even follow, but I just saw comments here and there. They were so
Negative.
demeaning and negative, and I just felt bad for the child. Like, why? Where's all this coming from? So it could be that bad. But if we work on our children and let them know that you are unique, you are you, it won't get to them. So for me, I would say one of the liberations, because I'm saying that it's just now the size starts, wanted to, some few years back, starts affecting me, is that even on my WhatsApp status, I disabled because before, unconsciously, if you post, you're like, how many people have liked, how many people have commented, unconsciously.
Yeah.
So in fact, for how many years now, I don't know whether you have viewed, I don't know, and I like it. Maybe if it makes you feel invincible, but it kind of liberates. Whatever you want to post, you're good. So, and that also happened for my Instagram page. Once I made it private, there's even no desire to post. So maybe the last time I posted now is like 2 or 3 years ago. So that kind of reduces the pressure that you can put yourself under to conform to the standard.
Just like I was, like you were saying, that social media, do you remember that you are the one that said all the exercise video I see on Instagram? I just said to Simi, we are weight loss body. I just said to Simi, I see food, healthy food, the way to prepare. I just said it to Simi.
Yes.
Any exercise I see, so those are the positive. Yeah. So they are. I agree with you that it's not all negative in social media. It's just that we have to be careful, and the positive also helps us, like she said, encourages you that if this person can do it, I can do it. It gives you motivation.
Yeah. There's one source of concern though. Let's not just focus on weight. People using creams to tone. In fact, hey, the number of skincare routines I cannot keep up. You use hydrocortisone from what? Sorry, I don't, for the sake. There's the body scrub, there's the 1 million this thing. So much so that it's now, if I was listening to news and a lot of people are beginning to get concerned about how much this younger generation, teens, are spending on skincare products and routines. Jeez, there's the oil, there's the you are not doing skincare routine.
I don't think there's anything wrong with
the idea, and it's a good thing
you're
to
taking care of your body, right?
But that's
where I'm
now
going
there's
to-
a heavy emphasis
Have you seen
on it.
step by step how you do all of that?
I think because people
And
are
there's
not
no
educated in that
verification
aspect.
of the amount of products, because our skin is also very porous, of the amount of things that is entering.
Actually, the way to tie it together, this skincare, 25 steps skincare routine.
That's the one
in
I'm
the
talking
morning
about. No.
for a teenager, for example, is that the moment the narrative is heavy on a young mind, that it is very important how you look, because it is not if I'm doing a 25 skincare routine and I'm not hydrating, I'm not drinking water, I'm not eating healthy, do I really care for that skin? Right? Do I really care for that body? So that while it is not wrong,
In other words, you're taking care of your body all the way around.
Exactly.
So it's not just focused on using those skincare products, right?
Exactly. And that you won't need as many steps if you were doing the basic
That's what I'm
things.
saying. It's
That many times, many of those extra things are supposed to
make up for
make up
that
for.
you have not
But
done
when we are
properly.
already telling a 14-year-old she has a lot to make up for.
In fact, the news
You know,
was
thinking
saying
back
a 14-year-old spending they
But
did the
I just
survey.
feel like
$300.
I feel like your
Where are
skin
you
is too
getting
young.
the
Like
Yes.
you're still too young.
Yes.
Your skin has not gone through the trials of life.
Yes.
Because when I think back at it, we didn't really do anything of such when we were teenagers, right? I took lots of fruits because my parents made me take those fruits.
And water.
And then we lived an active lifestyle because we played a lot.
Right.
So, and then water again. So when you play a lot, you drink lots of water. So that's, you didn't have any like skin problems to deal with. But like when you're talking about teenagers, like using
I've seen
like-
somebody argue with her child for not. I can't remember if it was that the child was not using enough makeup to her satisfaction, or she wasn't wearing the fancy clothes.
Sorry,
that
the parents
Yes.
was telling the
Was-
child you're
yes.
not using enough makeup.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember if it was makeup or outfits. And I was like, you're rushing this child. Like, you will get to the point where you will argue, it's too short, it's too something. Give her time to want to be ordinary.
Yes.
I think is that thing
Let
that
the child be a
we
child.
and I know that part of it is that we feel like, oh, we wish we knew some things better. The idea that we have to be 30 something to learn how to draw eyebrows, for those that have even learned it, but that you have to be, the moment we have to be careful to make sure that we are not selling the idea to young children, to young minds, that what you look like is very important. While it is not unimportant, because that is the first thing people see, that at that stage it should be more important the value you are going to be carrying to people. The inner, that inner character is what we should be sending. That is why that some people, no matter how there are some people we look at, the people we follow, that before it occurs to you that this person, true, she doesn't dress gangriously, or this person doesn't make up as much. Before it occurs to you, because you've gotten so much value from them, you can't argue with the results. That kind of person may not know any makeup artist in their life, but you are listening to them every day, and even the day they dress up, it may not occur to you how they are dressed, because they are coming forward with value, as opposed to, meanwhile, this generation now, it is why do you look at your hair, you're something. That in fact the way we compliment young children. Because I remember that when we were growing up, on Sunday we're dressing, anticipating. When you're dressing up, you're imagining if Auntie something should see me wearing this thing now, she's going to say I look something. And while it is not bad, if that is all they ever have to say to you, then something tells you that that's what is important. That even though this person knows book more than you, who knows that she knows book? Even though this other person is very spiritual, who says it's not me that I'm dressing that is getting the attention. That's why the moment something happens to a teenager skin, they hold back, they struggle.
Break out.
Yeah, they struggle. They can't, because that is where they now tie their sense of identity to.
That's where I'm going to. Thank you.
So when a young child is not saying, am I something, our question should not be, no, yes, why does it matter? What's the big deal about it? Like, not, oh, you look so big. It's true, one day they look beautiful. But I've heard someone say to a child, your lips are too big. I can't remember what.
Are you serious?
And see, why I don't judge, immediately judge parents. We're encouraging us now to be more careful. But why I don't immediately judge? That sometimes it's the insecurity they dealt with. They don't want their child to deal with. Somebody to sang that song to them, and it made them hold back. They are trying to thank you. They are trying to shield their child. That's why they are now quickly raising their alarm. Don't eat too much, you will be fat. Oh, don't eat too much. Because even if they were not fat, their sister was fat, their cousin, and they saw what they went through. But that there are healthy ways,
So in a nutshell, you don't have to live your life through your child. Because sometimes, let the child be a child. Sometimes because we feel like we missed out on something, we don't want our children to miss out, but let them be children. And there's an important reminder that your body is God's temple. You have to take good care of it. Eat right. Drink enough water. Most times, it's those things that work out. Like it works from the inside out. It's not the amount of makeup you put on, amount of skincare routine you do. What you put inside your body is also very, very important. So take care of your body, because it's this body that would use to function on earth.
Yeah.
As long as you're on earth, you need this body and you have to take good care of it. And regardless of how you look right now, be assured that you are beautiful in yourself.
Yeah.
You are beautiful in yourself. Now I have one more question before we go. So we know going through pregnancy, a lot of changes has happened in our bodies, and most people emphasize the, oh, I now became big, oh, my nose was big, oh, I wasn't fine, oh, my skin was dark and all that. But what's that one good thing that you loved about your body during pregnancy and after childbirth? One positive good thing that happened.
I liked my busts. Because I liked the bust. I did not know that it could also be a curse after you're done breastfeeding. I'm sure we'll talk about that later. But yeah, for me, during pregnancy, I liked my bust.
I'm trying to
breast.
think. You can go
I can
around.
go.
Okay, yeah.
Not necessarily my skin, but my hair is part of my body. And when you are pregnant, you notice that.
Auntie, don't generalize. That's
No,
part of
no,
what we are
no.
No, really, it does.
No,
Like,
it's
it's
Not
not
everybody. Some
Not
that's what we are saying
It
now.
does.
I lost my
if
own
you
hair.
notice,
If
yeah,
when
you
you
will
stop,
lose
you
it
will lose it after.
But during pregnancy, your nails will be glowing and growing so fast. Your hair will be growing so fast. That is why I locked my hair. This hair, you're not going anywhere. That was the reason why I locked it. I was like, hey, see the plenty hair.
Want to
And-
maximize the opportunity.
Yes, so I locked it. I said, you're not going anywhere.
And it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow, I'm seriously trying to think what was say something. I think I just thank God that it did not weigh me down. I honestly can't think of, and maybe this is part of what we are saying. That if they now say what are the bad things, maybe I'll remember 500
Exactly.
But I mean, I'll just say that one of the blessings. I'll just say, relatively speaking, that pregnancy did not bully me.
No, you're fully pregnant. You're still able to do splits and dance. Some of us, you can't even carry yourself.
I think for me, I would say that the little body I had it, there's this way after pregnancy that you become more beautiful. You now look more like a mature woman
after,
than a girl.
Is it the first time or like?
As you keep going. At the first time, maybe not
Can you
immediately.
keep it going so that you can?
No, I'm done.
Achieve the maximum.
I'm done.
And it's just like her.
different way.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
when you were not pregnant and then after, like when you became a mom, do you notice that your face looks different?
Yeah,
And it's
more
like that
mature.
womanhood, like it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I actually struggled with that. Now that I think of it, though. Like I struggle with the idea that why do I look so much more
transition.
mature? Yes. At least with the second, just I looked at. I knew that it was a good look, but the fact that it was a different look was a struggle for me.
No, it was not a struggle.
Yeah, for me too, before pregnancy, I was very slim. Like I was so thin, and I'm grateful for the fat I added during pregnancy, because then when somebody saw me, the last image they had of me was the thin girl, and then when they saw me pregnant, wow, you look good. Don't shed this weight. Don't shed it. Yeah, but yeah, I think that adding that weight to look at least like to look a little bit thicker, yeah, it was good for me. So in a nutshell, we're just telling you that there is positivity in it. Enjoy your body, be happy,
Give yourself grace.
give yourself
I wanted to
grace.
say that especially when it comes to weight, that weight you are right now, some people, if they are at your weight, they'll be thanking God for it.
Yeah.
So no matter how big you think you are, some people that are bigger than you, if they shed weight and get to that state that you are, they will give testimony and say, I've been consistent to do this. So in everything, you could still find joy and happiness.
Yeah.
And don't make your physical appearance all there is to you.
Yeah.
And I'll just say, keep affirming yourself that you are beautiful the way you are. You're beautiful. I am beautiful. I am wonderful. And you know, there's a way that all this thought may want to bring you down and you feel depressed. And maybe some of you are even your husband or partner or they are not appreciating you and you feel a little bit down about that. Keep assuring yourself, keep affirming yourself, and also keep working on yourself. Don't say, I'll just be there. No, keep working on it, because even God wants you to take care of your body, because it's His temple. There's a lot of things He still wants to achieve with you, and if your body is not in good health, He will not be able to achieve that. So keep working on it, keep affirming yourself, don't give up, and don't feel down.
Alright, so we have come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for sticking with us from the beginning to this point. You are the MVP. We love you. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Alright.